I know soap videos are probably the popular ones, but hopefully today this bath bomb video will launch. Hello everyone, welcome to yet again another installment of whatever we're bringing you this week. My name is Brendan. I am one of the co-owners of The Rustic Tub, our small bath and body care business in the heart of tiny Ontario, and this is literally another episode. Needless to say, looking at our videos from up until now, we have noticed the trend that our soap is the more popular videos, but hopefully this one's going to check it off the box because I don't think I've ever seen it done before. And if it has been done, please let me know if anyone has done it, if you know of any other small business makers out there who have done what we're doing. But I'm looking at the history of, and I'll say the big name brand of Lush bath bombs, but looking at their history of their bath bombs that they've made, I don't think they have done anything like this. Once again, could be very wrong, but it made me very excited to just jump right into a video today without even wearing our branded t-shirts or fully getting ready. So that's how excited I am. So jumping right on into today's video, we are essentially going to be making an everlasting gobstopper bath bomb. It's not going to be called that, but that is the only way I can describe it right now. If you're sitting there going, Brendan, what is an everlasting gobstopper? It's that little suckable candy from Willy Wonka. And if you've never seen Willy Wonka, it is a cult classic from the original. And the newer one, interesting as it is, the original is always the original. I guess that's how old I am. Now going forward, if you look at the everlasting gobstopper candy, they're about like yay, also, if you can see that, they're about yay big in real life. And when you suck them, they actually change colors. So for our bath bomb today, that is what we want to go for. And that's not saying like, oh, it's an in bed. All you have to do is add an in bed. Absolutely, yes. We are using part of that portion in today's video, but we are also going to essentially be doing a bath bomb inside of a bath bomb inside of a bath bomb. So I'm really excited for that one. This is a full-on testing period for it. It's for our wholesale order that we're doing. And I really wanted it to embody the soap that we made last week in that video. And I really wanted it to like change colors step by step through the process of that bath bomb. So if you know what I'm talking about, I mean, stay tuned. If you don't, check the end of the video when we test it. This is a testing video for us. So we're going to see if it can absolutely be done, slowly going up by sizes and sizes with the proper coloring additives. And that's about enough rambling. We're going to jump right on into the video. Before we do a full-blown dive into everything we are doing, we are following our standard recipe. We're just cutting it down in half because this is a tester period. So there's going to be a lot of outnumbering ones compared to another with the recipe mix. So we're just going to cross our fingers, hope for that one. This is just off to the side. So it's our avocado oil. We throw it in every one of our products. We say that almost every video. I think there hasn't been a video where we haven't yet. But for that one, we are using different colors. So I'm going to be walking through the period of like our colors and additives where it is. I do have our little green in-beds ready to go for the very center of the bath bomb. And then afterwards, I'll explain each color that I'm using in the process of what I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. But while we do that, we're going to be going ahead, switching up our angles and doing all of our measurements and our mixing. And this is probably going to be like a full-blown bath bomb, but a step-by-step of a half batch, if that makes sense. Without further ado, we'll wrap it around and start pouring the ingredients. Diving right on into our mixture here, I already have everything pre-measured out. I'll still walk you through it as I go through it, though, what I'm adding. This is just going to be our baking soda mixture, so I'm just going to add what I need to add, and for this I'm actually doing a half of a half batch, if that makes sense. So I don't need much, so these little ones are perfect for what I need to do. That still wasn't enough. That one was half empty. And it's literally because we have been making bath bombs all day, so we have been going to town in our studio. So if you watched our video from last week with our soap, we are doing that exact same soap, but in the bath bomb version. And in that soap, we actually had it as a green, blue, and red. So I'm going to go ahead and mix in our red color. So I'm using the Real Deal Red from Fizz Fairy. And for me, what I find makes it pop is adding in a very small morsel of black. That'll just deepen the color for it. And because it is such a small amount that we are doing for the half of a half, there's literally not much in there, but I will add it to our little mix. This is literally like 0.5% of what we normally add. And then one thing we found when working with this Real Deal Red is it actually starts out a lot darker. And then when you play with it more, it brightens up and dulls out. And then when it cures, it goes into a very bold red. So yeah, as you can see, like it's a very dark burgundy right there. It will lighten up and then it will darken again, but we're all using this in one go. Normally, you would see us working away with our electric mixer for this one, but because it's so tiny, I want to make sure that everything is in there. I don't even think our mixer will hold everything together because it's such a small batch. So that's why I'm just using my hands for this little mixy mix that we got going on. With the base of that looking like that, the water is kind of holding it together. There's a lot of fun colors in between that still got to get mixed in. I'm going to be going ahead, adding in our bentonite clay, our bioturge, and our little bit of cream of tartar just as a nice little hardener so the bath bombs last longer. And I'm just going to incorporate it because why not? Next step, jumping right on in, we have a little bit of our avocado oil, avocado butter, 99% alcohol to hold everything together. And we are just going to go ahead with our fragrance in there too. I've already added it all up. That is what is in there with the polysorbate 80, if I haven't said it already, as a binder. We're going to throw it right on in. So there are a lot of videos out there that we have followed along with this process of like when to add your dries, your wets, where to go from there. And they have really, really saved our butt with the proper, well, not the proper way, but like the best way that we found to do it. So we are very thankful for every other bath and body care person out there doing the same thing. We learn from them. One day we want people to be able to say the exact same about us, where they learned from us. And it is just a growing platform for everyone. So we're never going to be a master at this, because if you're a master, then what's the point of going on? We are just very, very much enthusiasts about doing this and wanting to share with everyone what we do. But enough of that rambling. This is about ready. Finally, our citric acid and our fun citric acid bowl. You can see she's been getting well loved today from that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pour in half just to start, because if you pour it in all at once, you could have a very fun explosion of activation. And that is not what we want today. Little bit at a time can really help. Okay, we'll add in the rest, and you can probably see already just how much that the red color dulled out with the citric acid. And like I said, all that color, it's going to come right on back into it. So not to fear if you're working with colors. I know there is an amethyst color out there that does the exact same thing. It looks like a completely different color, and then when it fully sets up, everything's fine. This is the same case as the red. So what you saw earlier with the burgundy color, that's what it will go back to. This just takes time to cure. I know it's very appealing on camera right now, but I can promise you it does go back to its original color. And with that, squeeze test, drop test, she's good. We're going to go ahead, switch up our angle again, and bring you over to press it all out. All right, with our mix here, I'm just going to leave it off to the side while we get everything else ready. And this is literally the everything else we're getting ready. So this is about 1.5 inch mold that we're using for this one. And we're going to be going ahead, just squeezing them out as normal. I am, however, once these are out of here, I'm going to be chopping off the Saturn rings for it just to make them a full circle. So fun fact, halfway through forming these, you know what I forgot? I forgot one of the important parts, the inside of the inside to these. With 3 bath bombs in, I thought I had a good momentum, and then I looked off to the side and noticed I forgot to put these in. So we're going to go ahead, put these into that mixture, and let's give it a shot. Okay, restart, scratch everything that I said before. I'm going to put one of the bigger chunks in there with that one, make it count, fill it up. Squeeze again. So bath bomb number 4 is technically number 1. So the one thing too with these bath bombs is normally when you add an inside to an inside, it has a very high chance of cracking and not completing the seam down the middle. This has stayed together. So we're lucky for that one. We're just going to go ahead, repeat the process again, and hope that every single time we get a complete bath bomb. Because honestly, adding that in there could split the bath bomb and not create a good mold. The Saturn rings, I think we are going to keep on. I know I said I was going to get rid of them, but I have a feeling it might be safer just to hang on to them. So I will say I started coming apart with this one. There is a small fracture right in there, so I'm just really working the other side to get it open. And so far, so good. So I will see you once I've managed to get all of these out, hopefully in one go. Okay, we got 9 out of our quarter of a batch, and then we got a little half one right here. So this one, we'll just get to have fun with a little photograph later. So these are our embeds inside the bath bomb. And then normally what you would do is you would let your bath bombs cure 24 hours to dry. No, that's not the case. We're jumping right on into our next batch, which will be the next layer to put this layer in. So we're going to go ahead. This was our quarter batch. We're going to make a half batch, and we're going to repeat the same process. So I'll see you right on back again when we press the bigger layers to add these in. Okay, so I ended up mixing the blue dye number 1 with their bright green apple lime from Fizz Fairy to get this beautiful color. So with that one going, we're going to be encasing it with these guys that are still soft to the touch, that have the green inside of them. And because this is a wholesale order for our tea place, we're going to be dusting off the top of the bath bomb with some of the tea leaves that we were given by our patron for this wonderful order. So we're going to go ahead and start pressing these out and hoping for the best. Normally when it comes for us to putting stuff on top of a bath bomb, I like a little bit at a time. Less is more is more, to each their own at this point, but I like to have a light dusting so the bath bomb can actually pick up everything. And then before I dive in, because I like to have it kind of situated like that, if I take a big clump and throw it in, it's going to contract and meet at the middle. So if I just take a light little bit right now and do a dusting of it, a very light one, I will go ahead and I'll push down just to make sure that nothing's going to move and it will stay nice. So now here comes the fun part. I'm going to move the bowl closer. I'm going to fill this up about halfway. And then I am going to tunnel in a hole and drop in one of the other bath bombs. Cover it up, fingers crossed, leave a little top of that. Oh, please work. Okay, we're going to have a big Saturn ring. That's all right. Fun tester to play with. Okay, and because I want everything to come out in one piece, taking a tiny spoon, I'm going to hold it over like that so the bath bomb can fall into my hand. And there we have that one. She's ready to go. Now my fun part, I have to pop her in. Okay. We're going to go ahead and try out the rest now. So hopefully we're going to come back with no emergencies like last time, like forgetting the in-bed. All right, there we have it. The half batch did give us our full 9 that we needed for it. Luckily, this wholesale order is a fairly small one, but there is a lot of different bath bomb components that they wanted with their store. So for this one, this is what it's going to look like on the inside. So you can see that we have the green in the center, the red bath bomb on the middle inside, and then on the final outside, it is our Jawbreaker blue teal kind of color. We're going to go ahead, let this all set up, and then when it is fully cured, we're going to be going ahead and testing out one of these babies. So we will see you very shortly. Okay, welcome to my next day, your next second. This has been a whirlwind of a magical day, I will say. For video purposes, it means nothing. We've literally been making bath bombs galore, soap galore on the other side. I feel like this whole unit in here is a little bit of a disaster zone, so this is going to be a fun project cleanup after our video. But I will say the bath bombs did set up nicely, so nice little close-up shot going with the light for that one. I am very happy with how these turned out. This was going to be a 50-50 turnover of if they were going to crack open and reveal what was inside, what was going to happen if they don't set up. So I had fingers crossed for everything. I had high hopes, and thank goodness those high hopes succeeded. So picking up our little half bath bomb of what you would see inside, I'll try to get it out of the light for you. You can see that the red definitely did get a lot more bold. So we have that proper indigo, red, and green color ready to go. This will be used in photos so we can showcase to people what we have done. And I will say, I honestly can't remember if earlier I said that I wanted to test these. Because we live on an old, wonderful farmhouse, we actually don't have a bathtub, which is hilarious because we are bath and body care enthusiasts. And I really was going to just throw it kind of in a nice little clear plastic bin, metal container, but I feel like I wanted to do these babies justice. So for now, I won't test them in this video. I'll probably upload a short of them just because I really want them to shine and I really want the full exposure of what they're going to do. So if we don't manage it, stay tuned for a short of how we are able to figure it out. But for now, I'm so happy these turned out. These are the other ones for the wholesale as well. These were equally as fun to make, but not as compact and stuff as these ones. So with that being said, in a very disappointed tone of manner for no testing, sadly, we are going to be ending this week's video. So that was just a fun little gib gab there. If you have done bath bombs like this already and you've stumbled upon this video, please let me know if you have done them, what you have, what your colors were. This honestly to me just looks like a fun little Jawbreaker candy for the bathtub experience. And I want to hear from you to see how it turned out and how well it was received. Or if you want to see like any other ones regarding this. But for now, that is actually it for this week's video. As I always say, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification when we come out with everything. We try to do our best with all of our social media, blah, blah, blah. I say that every time as well. And honestly, from me to you and to you to me, thank you so much for joining us for this week's video. And until next time, have fun. We'll see you soon. Bye.